Hey, Gene Galin here with the Chatham Journal, and I am socially distanced. I can't even reach him. We're far enough apart. Plus, the CDC says it's okay that I'm here with Dr. Anthony Jackson, who's the new superintendent of Chatham County Schools. It was announced today, May 20th, 2021. Dr. Jackson, welcome to Chatham County. Can you tell us a little bit about the process? Because Mr. Leonard mentioned there were 45 applicants for this job, and that's a heck of a lot of people, and you're the pick.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to be the pick. I'm excited to be here. I would say that the process was one that was extremely professional. It was well organized and very thorough. The questions were very thoughtful, and I was able, I hope, to answer those questions to their satisfaction. And of course, they were able to answer my questions about the community, about the school system, and our beliefs and our focus areas for children aligned. And so I believe that's why I'm here, and we're excited to begin the work and getting together and making sure that we do everything that we can to make Chatham County Schools the best school system again in the country.
You mentioned your beliefs aligned. What kind of beliefs exactly were you talking about?
Well, one is that people count, and that we invest in people so that those people can in fact meet the needs of children. One of the things that stuck with me during the interview process was this board talked about we're a family. Family is so very important to me, and that spoke to my spirit. This community also really values the arts. I'm a former music teacher, so that spoke to my spirit. This community also values the fact that we do what's right for children first, and that's the most important thing, and that spoke to me. So I was extremely excited to hear those things, and those things that lined up with the values that I have espoused for my entire career. And so it feels like coming home in a sense that all of the things that I believe this board, they were able to just tick off that those are the things that make sense here in Chatham County.
During your talk at the table, you mentioned the 3 Ps. Now, those 3 Ps were what?
People, purpose, and passion. We've got to make sure we invest in our people. We've got to make sure that we have good people, which I know we do. We have to make sure that our purpose is clear. That's our strategic direction. Where are we going? We have to be very, very clear about that. Until we decide what's important, everything's important. So we need to be very crisp about that. And then passion. Allow people to speak and operate in their passion, and they'll do amazing things for kids. And when those 3 align, then you find that the possibilities are endless. The sky is the limit, and we can do all things if we would just align those 3 Ps. Possibilities make sense.
How long and what was the process of you getting to your philosophy of the 3 Ps?
Oh, wow. It's been a 30-year journey for me as an educator, but I've been a school superintendent now for 12, 13 years, I believe. And I've recognized from the beginning that without good people, nothing will happen. If you don't take care of your people, nothing will happen. If you're not in tune with your people, nothing will happen. If the purpose is not clear, people are all over the place. So you've got to be so very clean about what's important. And it's not that some things are not, you're always going to have things that are competing, but you have to be clean enough to prioritize those things that will make a difference. And then it's just a passion. I believe that we hire good people, and then we have to let them go and encourage them. I'm the biggest cheerleader for teachers, the biggest cheerleaders for kids, and most of all, the biggest cheerleaders for our community. And that's where the passion comes in, so that everybody's on fire about Chatham County Schools. And then once you do that, possibilities are all over the place. I mean, there's nothing you can't accomplish. And so it's taken me a few years to get there, but I'm there now at this point in my career, and glad to be here to share that belief system with the entire community and the school system.
I think your last, Gary had mentioned your last position was in Washington, D.C. What other areas are you coming from?
Actually, I'm leaving the superintendency in Vance County.
Oh, okay.
Just over in Henderson, but I've served in Washington, D.C. I've been a principal there, and I worked in charter schools there. I was a charter school executive in Washington, D.C. I started my career in Wake County as a teacher, a music teacher. I've been a building level administrator. I've been a district level administrator in Virginia, and I've been superintendent here in North Carolina for the past, 11 years in different districts. So I bring a level of experience, but I also bring humility, understanding that half of what I think I know is probably wrong, and I'm going to learn from this team, and we're going to grow as a community and grow as a team and do what's right for children every single day.
Now, I talked to your wife, and she mentioned she was from High Point.
Yes.
Where are you originally from?
Washington, D.C., that's home
Okay.
from me, but we plan to make Chatham our home, and she'll commute to High Point, and I'll be right here serving the community and the kids, and we plan to become very active in this community.
And she mentioned that the two of you first met at a core conference,
Yes.
and that you have 2 adult kids. So where are your adult kids located at these days?
Northern Virginia, and my son is in the Raleigh area.
Okay, so they're all not very far away from here.
Absolutely.
As a music teacher, what was your favorite instrument, or what was your favorite part about being a music teacher?
Well, I'm a vocalist and a choral music teacher, high school choral music teacher.
Okay.
And it's just really bringing all of the pieces together and creating harmony, bringing dissonant chords together and creating harmony. That stuck with me as a leader, because sometimes you bring very dissonant ideas to the table where people don't understand and they clash. And eventually, good musicians know how even to make clashes sound harmonic, to make harmony out of those clashes. And so that's what I've been able to do as a professional and as a leader, and that's what I really bring to the table in terms of trying to bring all of those ideas together and make harmony out of them. So I still go in and teach when I can. I hope to get into a choral music class here and actually teach some kids and get back to it. I love music as a tool to teach so many things. I use it as a tool to teach so many things: math, science, social studies, all of those things you can teach through music. And so I was excited about that. I'm still excited about it. And I love the fact that this community has been recognized as one of the best communities for music education. And so it just, again, all of those things just lined up with my spirit. And so I'm so very happy to be here.
Yeah, let's touch on music and performing arts in the Chatham County schools. As you know, Mr. Blyce, who used to be principal over at Northwood, he was a music professor and music teacher, and one of the things that kept him involved in school was participating in extracurricular activities. Where do you feel that extracurricular activities, whether it's sports, performing arts, pretty much any extracurricular activity, what does that bring to the student's environment and to the teacher's environment in the classroom or outside the classroom?
I really do see those things as extensions of the classroom to allow, almost like the laboratories. You can learn lots of discrete skills, but until you have the opportunity to apply those things. So as a musician, you learn fractions as a mathematical concept, but in music, you have to put it into practice because you have a time signature. You have to make sure that it's equally distributed over a specific period of time. You're bringing together sound from science. You're bringing together beauty from art. You're bringing together maybe text from literature. So you can use those kinds of things, those I call them co-curricular activities, as true extension opportunities for children, as well as laboratories for kids to really pull a lot of those pieces together. Because even with athletics, that's really an experience and an opportunity to explore and demonstrate what you've learned through sciences, through physics. You really can in fact go and test a lot of the theories that you learn conceptually over there. You may be able to figure those things out in PE using balls and spheres and things that you're doing, so that it's more than just a game. It's a laboratory for life where you're learning how to make all of this stuff make sense. Once we help kids find relevance in what they've learned, then in fact it's an amazing experience for them, because now it starts to click. And then that's where we go back to what I talked about earlier, them finding their passion.
Let me ask you this question. As a music teacher, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but is there a specific example that you can remember that you were able to get through to a student through music that made him successful in the classroom and led to a pathway to success?
Well, I'll use myself. And I struggled with mathematics until my music teacher helped me understand that mathematics and music were totally aligned. I was struggling with understanding fractions. And she really sat down with me and said, if you can read music, then you already understand fractions. And so she and my music teacher got together and they took a piece of music, and I was able to say, okay, here's how this is broken down into measures. It's 4 measures per, 4 beats per measure. So I was able then to make the connection between, oh, it's just equally dividing parts. So then, as I began to perform, I recognized clearly that there had to be a symmetry that happened and that there had to be equal parts. And I said, oh, wait a minute, I learned that in math. So I struggled, and with that opened the door for me, and I never failed math again. Not that I failed it, but I didn't struggle nearly as much in math after making the connections between music and mathematics. I've seen that happen in classrooms all over the place. I've seen it happen with literature, where kids really don't understand the text until they have to put it to in a song. And have to emote and give life to the text, which means now they're interpreting, and comprehension then is extended. So we can use music as the vehicle to help them understand literature. And so it's just exciting to see that. I've seen it over and over again as a classroom teacher. I've seen it over and over again as I've watched children perform.
Well, actually, 2 of the people you thanked up there was your mom and dad. It sounds like parents are important. Well, parents were definitely an important component of your coming up. Tell us a little bit more about how your parents affected the choices you've made.
My parents were my first teachers. They were my best teachers. And they instilled in me the values that I carry with me every day. Work hard, treat people with respect, and always, always do your best. And every single day, I get up understanding. My father would say to me, work hard, son, and anything is possible. And believe it or not, he was right. Treat people with respect. I don't care who they are. There are no big I's, little U's. To most people, I'm just Tony. I don't get into the titles. I really want them to understand that we're all in this together. And really, I carry those things with me every day. But most importantly, my parents lived long enough for me to be an adult, and I was able to be an adult and hear my parents say to me that they were proud of me. And so that was the crowning jewel for me. And I say every single child, as they grow older, needs to be able to hear their parents say, I'm proud of you. And if not their parents, some adult that they care about, just look them in the eye and say, I'm proud of you. That means that you've realized their hopes and dreams for you. And that's important to me. It's important to me as a son, and it's important to me as a father.
Let's just wrap this up in this. What can you say to the parents? Well, let's start with what can you say to the teachers and the parents who are watching this interview as what they can expect from you as a superintendent here in Chatham County Schools?
I would say that you can expect me to be authentically me. And that means that I'm going to support children every day. I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader for you as a teacher. I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader for this community. And most of all, I'm going to be the best partner with parents. And we're going to find a way to make things happen for your children. Our students, we're going to get to know you. They're going to know me. I visit classrooms, I visit schools, I'm in the schools quite a bit. So I want it to be a regular occurrence that kids see me as a part of their educational journey. They know who I am, they can have conversations with me. Parents I want to be open to parents and help them realize their hopes and dreams for their children. So I want to be accessible to them, I want to be honest with them. They're going to know that I start early and I end late, I work hard, and I go hard for kids every single day. So they will be able to depend on me. If we don't agree, they will always know that I respect their opinion and that I am there to try to find the best answer for all kids.
Dr. Jackson, thank you for taking the time talking to us. And folks, the new superintendent of Chatham County Schools, now, do you prefer to be called Anthony or do you prefer to be called Tony?
Well, my mother would love for you to call me Anthony, but I'm fine with Tony.
You're fine with Tony. Well, let me ask you one last question. What did your mom call you when she got mad at you?
Anthony Dwayne.
Anthony Dwayne, yep. Mom always has to throw in that middle name. So, folks, it's not Anthony Dwayne. It's Dr. Anthony or Dr. Tony Jackson. Thank you and welcome to Chatham County.
Thank you.